Okay, good, because I just recorded that. Okay, well, welcome back to KO Your Brand. Sorry, did you want to do the intro?
This is a quick hit. This is pulling punches.
Yeah, this is pulling punches.
This is KO Your Brand. This is what? This is a quick hit. This is KO Your Brand. This is a quick hit. This is pulling punches.
You heard the man. Welcome back to another episode. This is a quick hit. This is Pulling Punches. I'm your host, Katrina Owens, top personal branding and public relations expert. Dexter's tummy is rumbling. Are you okay still? Coming at you with some like voice actor work. Okay, you just got a quick peek into what happens in this household. That was Gabriel doing the intro. We let him have his moment in the spotlight. I want to talk to you about something that came up really quick on one of the group coaching calls I was running inside the Fame Ready Entrepreneur program today. And I think it's such a great topic to just kind of dive into and I know that for you listening, if you are building a press ready personal brand and you are starting to do your own PR, this is something that's really important for you to remember. So this is a question, and you're getting like kind of the inside scoop on some like topics that I was actually coaching on inside the program. So one of the group coaching program members asked, she's someone, okay, so let me back up a little bit. She's someone that's been securing, okay, let me just say the whole thing over again, Heather. Sorry, you got some editing to do. I don't know how you're going to weave like Gabriel's whole spiel into that, but I know you're going to find a way that's great. Okay. So, actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read the actual question from the program because she said it so eloquently. Okay. So this is one of the questions that was asked today in the Fame Ready Entrepreneur program. One of the members inside the program asked, what's a good way to leverage the PR that you've done? I've done the obvious things, website, post on social, send in newsletters, but are there things that I'm missing that I should also do? How do you make something have long-term value and just not some article I did in 2025? And this is such a good topic. I was so glad she asked because at some point, an article does just become the random article you did in 2025. And that's actually why I run the Fame Ready Entrepreneur program like I do. So when you register, you are in the program for 12 months because PR isn't like this one and done thing, right? When you start dedicating your life's work to gaining more PR, media features, podcast interviews, speaking events, those don't stop because as personal brands, we are constantly evolving. We are constantly moving to the next level in our business. But if we are not gaining the PR press placements and that sort of thing to match, we're going to find ourselves very stagnant. Okay. So this is what I see happen to a lot of people who actually invest in like agencies or publicists. And this is actually one of the reasons why I tell you not to. Because once you finish that retainer or that package that you have with whatever agency, they're no longer going out and getting opportunities for you. So, whatever opportunities you've secured are great when they are live and come out and you share them and you multi-purpose them in all these different ways, but they expire after some time. And I don't say they expire and that they go away. Like most of these things will live on the internet for a very long time, but the relevancy expires. So this is especially for personal brands who actually are in the early stages or their growth stage of business where maybe their business is still changing and your identity is changing. So it's up to you to be continuously investing in this work so your PR efforts are accurately reflecting the business that you have right now and not the business that you had a year ago. And I'll use a good example here. So, like last year, I was featured in an article that was like 2024 top brand experts to follow on MSN.com. That article is not relevant in 2025 because who gives a shit if I was a top brand expert in 2024? So, as time goes on, that sort of press loses its relevancy because a client that hires me in 2026 isn't going to care that that was something I was named in 2024. They want to know if that's a status or a title I still hold now. They want to know how I've changed, how I've grown. Maybe I'm not on a list of 10 brand experts. Maybe I'm the only one. So that's why your PR needs to constantly be evolving. So unfortunately, and it was so funny to like give this advice inside the Fame Ready Entrepreneur program, because my inner people pleaser always wants to be like, no, you've done a great job. You can just like relish in this. And just with this particular topic, you can't. Like, media becomes stale, interviews become outdated, and it's time for you to be stepping into like your next level of media and of press, of speaking engagements. So, the advice that I gave to this particular client was, you've done a great job of building a foundation of press and of media coverage, but now I would encourage you to think about what that next level looks like. So, is it a podcast with a larger audience? Is it speaking on a stage, which isn't something that this person has done yet? And it's like, how do we continue to raise the bar to show our audience that we are constantly evolving and growing? Because here's the thing, most of you that listen to this podcast are like online service providers or educators or people that are like teaching other people how to do something, which is super cool. But one of the ways that you are going to continuously get hired, especially if you have like repeat clients, like people that maybe do one program with you and then do another one in the future, they are going to want to see you growing. So, one of the ways that you show this growth is through gaining larger and larger, higher profile opportunities. So, that's why PR doesn't just stop. That's why we can't just like be complacent with the opportunities that we've secured at one point. That's why we must continuously be out there finding more opportunities, figuring out how we can level up our brand, get it into different rooms and on different stages. And that is exactly why I created the Fame Ready Entrepreneur program the way that I have, because PR isn't a one and done thing. PR is a skill that you can have for the rest of your career, but you need to know how to continuously challenge yourself, and you need to know what it looks like to step into the next level of PR. Like at some point, just, getting into the publications that are more accessible and easier to access isn't good enough anymore. You've got to level up and start getting into publications that maybe have like more clout or more credibility. And that's a harder task. That requires you to have a more successful pitch, a more interesting pitch. So there's so much work that has to be done between every single level. It just keeps evolving. The same goes for social media content, right? Like you can't just have the same content all the time. The algorithms evolve. People want to have higher quality video content, has to look a certain way. The trends change. So it's no different when it comes to using PR to grow your personal brand. So if you're interested in joining the Fame Ready Entrepreneur program, you are coming up on one of your very last chances to get in before the price goes up on July 31st. $500 price increase, because the value of this program is unbeatable. When you enter, you get 12 months of my support. So that's weekly group coaching calls. Every single week, I'm dropping new opportunities for you to pitch yourself to podcasts, publications, events. And I'm bringing in guest experts every single month that are going to help you build your personal brand as well. So my August expert is actually my speaking coach, Coco. She's going to tell you how to really prepare to show up as the expert that you really are. So when you start securing speaking gigs, which you will do inside my program, you've got to do the second part, which is adequately preparing for them so you can show up on stage like the fame ready go-to gal in your industry. I know you are. So if you like this episode, please rate and review everywhere you listen to podcasts, and I will catch y'all next week.
How is she going to tackle next week's project? We don't know, but stay tuned for next week's episode.
Yeah, well.